Hello pandas! After a few requests, I've put together this How to Make Money Scrapping Starter Kit mini-series. So this is aimed at people who are early on in their scrapping journey, so if that's you, welcome. If you've been at it a while, then please take this time to appreciate how much you've learned and how far you've come. I'll see you at the end of the video. But for now, we're going to talk about tools. So, I've decided to sort these into tiers, or 2 stages, and the first one will be the basic essentials, more of an everyday carry thing if you're going out and about, the stuff that you'd want to have on hand. And then the second stage is going to be things that you can look at depending on what you need or if you can justify the investment, but also things that you'd want to have for your home setup if you're going to dedicate a space and take some more time to do things. Let's start with the basics. This right here is honestly everything that you would actually need. Now, personal protective equipment is not optional. Gloves and eye protection at the very least. As far as the tools, the things that you really should have: side cutters for wire, adjustable channel lock pliers, a multi-bit screwdriver, a large pry bar screwdriver, and a hammer. That is honestly everything you're going to need to take apart pretty much anything you find while you're out and about. And of course, a bag to put things in, and bins. Cardboard boxes will definitely be fine. Oh, and of course, some kind of work surface. This has been my scrap table for a long time now. Oh, and a magnet. Duh. Not very much when you look at it like that. Now the rest of what I'm going to show are also items that I use all the time, and while I don't consider them essential to bring with you every day, there are a few of them that I would rather have with me out and about, but it depends on if they're available or... Anyhow. Now, the workbench has been a huge upgrade to me, and anybody who can find the space for one, I definitely suggest it. But we're talking about tools, so I really think power tools are an amazing upgrade that save you a lot of time. The first one I got was my power drill. This one I never get tired of using. Of course, drill bits to go with it. Although, I actually find I use the cordless angle grinder even more often now, because that's really useful for identification with cutting or grinding wheels. The Sawzall doesn't have as many uses, but for the couple things that it is perfect for, it's so quick. It's really great to have this. But of course, if we're talking power tools, we should probably upgrade the PPE to some better gloves, some better face protection, and these have actually been fantastic because aluminum can be really loud. Now, I'd also want to have around a socket set and possibly some wrenches. And then this pipe wrench I resisted for so long, but holy cow, there is no replacement for leverage. This is exactly what you want when you're done asking nicely. Now, I also love the vise, just to have a place to work on. This thing is great. And to expand on that, I've got this heavy piece of steel. This is just great for bashing on, because although the back of the vise is great for bashing on too, I find having a little more workspace can be helpful. And then I've got Allen keys. These I pretty much only use for plumbing, but some stuff is stuck together with Allen keys. Now, the big old knife. This thing, it's for stripping wire, and it's pretty good at it. Between the vise and the blade, I can get most of the stuff I need stripped done. Now, to push things a little bit further, this wire stripper has been great. It saves a ton of time, and I just hook it up to the drill. So, yes, there are better ones on the market. Yes, you could build something incredible, but this is great for our setup and my setup. I also like having a stronger pry bar, a selection of hammers, and a corded angle grinder as well. The thing is, the cordless is great, but it bogs down and doesn't have anywhere near the power. If you actually want to cut through something, you need the corded one. It'll take you all day with the cordless thing. I also enjoy having a selection of these for snipping other things, because sometimes the wire cutters are just not up to the task. And then if you really need to go hard and you've got something, well, These giant cable cutters mean business. You can definitely get smaller and cheaper ones, which I would love to get a hold of to try, but you're not going to get the leverage. Optional extras would be the shop speaker power bar. You should probably have a dustpan and a broom and a fire extinguisher. Gotta have that garbage bin. And you're probably going to have a whole collection of different bins at this point. Oh, and then these pieces I also use pretty often. I don't have my chisel right here. I'm not sure where it is right now, but I like using a chisel to remove chips off of circuit boards. But some kind of scrapers, a file can be useful sometimes, a dental pick, a trim tool, and some punches. Those are all the tools I use all the time for scrapping. And there's one more that's only kind of for scrapping, but I love talking about it. It's my cheater bar. It's just a really heavy piece of pipe that's pretty long and flattened at one end if you needed to use it as a wedge or a pry bar or something. But when you need extra leverage on a wrench or a socket or something like that, this is amazing. I would also love to have a farm jack, but I don't know what I'd use it for. I just think they look great. Now, I guess if I was really going to invest, the next stage for me might be something like a bandsaw with a metal blade, or a torch. I use a small propane torch to loosen things up, but I mean like an actual oxyacetylene melting torch. And if I really wanted to go hard, I might watch more of Project Shop Florida's videos. That guy works with volume. Holy cow, you should see his wire stripper. But there's one more absolute essential that people have asked about a couple of times, so it's a vehicle. I don't know about your scrapyards, but mine will not buy anything from anybody who doesn't have a vehicle with registration and a license, because all that stuff needs to be traceable. It's not just catalytic converters that go missing. People want to know, and I think the government wants to know as well, for revenue reasons. In any case, you're going to need a vehicle. Now, I got by great with my little hatchback. That was fantastic, but it did get to a point where more capacity was important. So I now have a truck, and I've built up the sides. Shout out to my neighbors for lending me their tools that helped me out. Most of the tools were mine, but I didn't have a palm sander. Anyway, that seems to be the standard. Either a truck with rails on the sides or a big cargo van. There's definitely a lot of different ways you can go. Basically, you need a vehicle, but it doesn't have to be some giant flatbed with a 3.5 liter diesel or a Escalade or anything fancy. Just something that you can afford. Something that's going to get you there and not break down all the time. I really miss scrapping in my little hatchback because the fuel efficiency made me feel like I'd never had to pick up steel, because all I do with steel now is pay for my gas money. But yes, the vehicle is necessary. So whatever fits your budget and can fit as much as possible. Maybe a crappy van. Toyota or Honda. In any case, that's all I've got today for tool suggestions. Anything else would just be gravy. Now, if you are an experienced scrapper and this didn't totally serve you, well, I hope you understand what I was making it for, because sharing knowledge with the next generation is an honor, and you can help me do that by supporting this video or sharing anything that I may have missed, or your tips, suggestions, favorite tools in the comments down below. You know I read them, you know I hang out there. I'd be even more of a noob if it weren't for the things that you've all taught me, so thanks for everything. Now tomorrow, we're doing a quick start identification guide, so I'll see you there, and thanks for leaving it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.